wanted to share with you a little bit about my plan for my 2020 Week in the Life project. So I'm going to walk you through how I have my album set up and a couple of other things about my process before I start with photos and words and things like that. So a little bit of an update as to where I am today and sort of my plan going forward. So I am using the 6x8 yellow striped album from Allie Edwards' shop. All the products that you'll see inside are from Allie, I believe, most of them. Yeah, just looking to sort of simplify my approach this year. If you've watched any of my other Week in the Life albums, you will know that the last 2 years my albums have been really thick and chunky. And this year I'm trying to work to keep that from happening. So let's dive in. Before I get started with this, actually, I want to show you what I've done in my story planner. So I took the Week in the Life prep party or prep day. I did that class, so I have some of those references from Allie in here and like my notes on the back and things, ideas that I had. But what I'd also started doing is keeping a project plan for 2020 Week in the Life. So what I did is I listed out sort of my reason why and what to do before the project began, what supplies I needed, a little pep talk here. My pep talk is keep it simple, keep it simple, keep it simple, keep it simple. And then story ideas. So these are things, lenses that I wanted to use throughout the week or things, details that I kind of wanted to capture. The highlighted ones are the ones that I ended up going with as themes for the day or story lenses for the day for each day of the week. And then on the back, just more like photo ideas, stuff, because one of the things that I did for one of the days was the stuff of our life. And so what kind of stuff I wanted to keep hold of and extra stories. So sort of these are things that I can add in and different journaling cards and things like that outside of my story lens. And then the most important thing I have here is my design formula. So just using a piece of grid paper, I sketched out really rough sketches of like where photos are going to be, which is all the X's, and sort of what size page protectors I'm using for each day. So this general layout will be repeated every day. This is my formula. And so yeah, a couple of like maybe extras down here, and then a total of like, I'm looking for about 13 photos each day. That's how many spaces I've allotted for myself. Printed journaling. And so then what I did is set up my album from there. So let's take a look at that. So I worked on this most of the prep party day and then a little bit extra after that. So what I'm starting with, this is a transparency, a 6x8 transparency page from this was an add-on for the gratitude story kit, I believe. And I just used a tag here. This is either from Ellie's Studio or maybe just be a tag that I cut down from a piece of scrap paper and used my Week in the Life stamp to stamp out Week in the Life 2020 as my title page. The counterpart to that, because I tried a bunch of different things and I didn't like having a photo behind it because the stripes didn't pop as much as I wanted them to. So I'm using this. This is a piece of paper, pattern paper from Felicity Jane from a long time ago. And I just cut it down to 6x8 and tried to stamp in places where I thought those would shine through, which kind of lined up perfectly. I'm kind of surprised by that. They're not straight, but that's okay. This is our life stamp, and this is from the Week in the Life stamp, the 4x6 stamp as well, or 3x4 stamp. I think there's going to be a photo here. I'm not sure about that. This is the This Week card from the Allie's mini kit, which is the kit that I purchased this year, and just added one of the label stickers with my dates, a Avery Index tab with a stamp in there that says 1 day at a time, and then printed my reason why on the back. This reason why was a download from the prep party day, and so that's where I got that. So I'm grateful to have that match it in the font. That's the same as what's in the kit. So then we get started into each daily formula, the way it's going to work for each day. So across the top, you can see I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. My weeks, I work Monday through Sunday, so that's a normal flow for me. And so each day starts with a transparency divider that came in the kit, or were a kit add-on, or came with the album or something. The large plastic numbers. I didn't get the rubber embellishment words. Instead, these are from the sticker book. Let me just grab that. Show you what I'm talking about. So this is the Allie Edwards sticker book, the Week in the Life sticker book. So it came with letter stickers, numbers. This was days of the week. So it came with those. They look just like the rubber embellishments. They're just flat. So again, because I'm trying to keep my album less chunky, doing the flat embellishments was really a good idea. There's also word phrase stickers, and some of these things will be used as embellishments in my album. Throughout my album. And then I had these icons. These are just cardstock die cuts. I think they were from a Day in the Life kit previously. And so I included one every day on their transparency. So just a nice little cluster of like embellishments, really. Then I'm doing something different. I typically like to start with a big full-size photo, 6x8 photo. But this year I wanted to mix it up and do something a little different. So I'm starting with the 3x4 page protector that's 4 3x4s. So this will be the story of the day, my gratitude card, and then photos for most of the other pockets. And so it'll be like a quote card or a filler card for each day and gratitude. Then I made a bunch of these. These are Ranger tags, like mixed media tags, I think they're called, or cardstock tags. And I made a bunch of these using Tim Holtz Distress ink in the colors that match the kit. I did that work before anything. And I have one in for every day. So on the back will be a photo. On the front will be maybe a quote, a little story, a list for Monday, because I've already done all of my typed journaling, and I wanted to type some of these journaling because my list wouldn't necessarily fit with my handwriting. So I've already printed that out. So Mondays are things that we're into right now, and just a short list of that. This is just a plain piece of copy paper that had a journaling test on it. And so I will have a full-size photo here. My journaling will start on the back. Then I will have journaling on this page for most days. And then some days have journaling on the back, and that's varying. So some of them are just like 2 little paragraphs, so there's a place for a photo at the bottom, but that's how that's gonna work. So that'll be like journaling, flip, more journaling, and maybe a photo. Then we have the 4x6 pockets. So this is the two 4x6 pockets. So that's gonna be photos probably. Some of them, depending on how many photos I have, maybe flip ups. And then on the back, I'm going to write a story or a quote or something on the day of the week 4x6 cards that came in the kit, and find a way to utilize those. Okay, and then I have the timesheet. So this is the today's details. This is a paper pad that came from Allie a few years ago, and I'm just using it up. I've used it in every one of my Week in the Life albums so far. So I've stamped out the day of the week on the top. That's a Felicity Jane stamp set from a few years ago. And then I'll handwrite out what we did in each hour. Then on the back will be a photo. And then there will be these will be full-size photos to round out the day. So I've got like three places for full-size large photos, because I love the enlargements. I like taking sort of everyday moments and making them really noteworthy by giving them a big spot in the album. And so that's each day's formula. So then it repeats. So this is Tuesday. Here I used one of the pleather embellishments that says Embrace the Ordinary. My 3x4 page, again, will be a mix of journaling cards, quote cards, and photos. This was a quote from, I need to actually do attribution on this quote. This is a quote I found from Lisa Suarez. She I think I'm saying her name right, Suarez. She shared it on Instagram, and I really liked it, and I saw it during like Week in the Life. and while that was happening, so I bookmarked that so I could come back to it and include it in my album. So that's Tuesday's card or tag, and then it'll have a photo on the back. Journaling will go here. 4x6 photos and a journaling card. Details of the day and a photo, and then 6x8 photos. So Wednesday, again, looks the same. I used one of the little acetate hearts here and adhered that. I made it a sticker on my Xyron sticker machine, sticker maker, just because that was the best way to adhere it. I don't have a long arm stapler and my tiny attacher wouldn't reach all the way in there. More 3x4s. Again, on Wednesday, my story theme was the stuff of life, so this was totally perfect. And so that fits in there well. Stuff we track was my list for Wednesday. So these are just things that we track, usually on our phones. These are all things that we are tracking. 4x6s. Oh, and on Wednesday, I also included this 2x2 pocket page. This is the, what is it, 12 2x2 spots. This is where I'm going to include some ephemera from the week. Receipts, some mailings, things like that. So that's going to go there. Because again, it's stuff. Thursday, we're back to a little paper die cut. The basics of daily life. That tag is blue. So you can see, just repeating because that's simple and it made me, I did all of this before Week in the Life happened, so I knew what kind of photos I needed throughout the day and how many photos I needed. And that really helps, should really help me keep this album trim, a little more trim. Another pleather embellishment here. And these cards don't necessarily coordinate with my story lens for that day, or story theme for that day. So they're just in there because I like them and I like the typeset on them, and I just wanted to use them and include them. Saturday is using another one of the plastic hearts as an embellishment. Love the colors of the kit this year, just something different. Sunday with a little camera die cut. Here and Now, a little note to myself. We watched a Tom Petty not a live stream. It is an old live stream from 2014. We watched that this weekend. It was the first time that we had seen that concert, so stamping out a lyric on there and a photo on the back. And that's Sunday. And I've already typed out my journaling on this card because I already had that done and knew what I wanted to say. And for that, I did lessons learned, just a list, but I did it in like paragraph form. Lessons learned during the pandemic. And then at the end, what I'm doing this year that's different, I created a sort of divider page. So this is just a sheet of vellum. And then I used colors from the kit and white ink to stamp out Week in the Life over and over again. Love the way that that turned out. I'm using one of the sticker tabs from an old Ally kit, maybe from the Fun kit, story kit. And then what I'm doing back here is including a little bit of extra. So maybe an extra photo. This is just a 6x8. Page protector that I had left over, so I may use that for something. And then here what I'm doing, I created these cards using a couple of Ellie Studio, let's see, it's Ellie Studio, the lines are from Ellie Studio, these breakfast, lunch, and dinner stamps are from Allie Edwards, and then the day of the week stamps, or the letter stamps, are from Stampin' Up. They're really old. So what I did is I created a set for me. So this will be my breakfast, lunch, and dinner for each day of the week, and a set for my husband, breakfast, lunch, and dinner each day of the week. So I tracked all of that on my phone where I take my notes throughout the week, and then I will handwrite that in for each of us rather than doing that throughout the week. So I always track what we eat every day. But this is the first time that I'm doing it sort of at the end rather than built each day. And then there's another 2x2 pocket page back here where I might include some outtakes from the week. I did that one year and really enjoyed that. So that might be a good way for me to wrap up my album. So that is sort of part 2 of my process. Like once I have my design formula, then I build out my album and sort of set it up and get it ready to go. And then what I do is I took this design formula from my story planner and built that out into my GoodNotes app on my iPad. Hope you can see this without too much glare. And so each day I have these, a long time ago, I made pocket page templates. So this is like an image, this 3x4 square image. These are 3x8s because they're representative of my tags that I have in place. So I have these all stored on my iPad so that when I am planning an album or whatever, I don't have to like draw that out. I can just drag in the images and then write in my plans for each pocket. So that's what I've done. So this is Monday, and I'm using the GoodNotes app, and I'll link to that below. But here you can see my 3x4 quote card, my gratitude card. These are the pictures for each day so I've already selected all my pictures. And for the most part, I don't know if they're edited yet or not, but that doesn't matter. On the back then, there's a Sean card that's a note to myself of something that I'm including there. The front of my tag, the back of my tag, what photo is going there. So this is my photo map, basically, so that I know when I go in to print my photos, what size they need to be, which pictures they are. I store my photos in Lightroom, I organize my photos and do the selection process of my photos in Lightroom. And that makes it super easy. And so then I can just export them for editing or whatever, or printing through Photoshop. And then this is Monday continued. So again, I'm not taking every detail of my design formula because I already have this done. I know where my journaling is going to go and things like that. This is more a photo map for the whole week. And so these are referencing photo numbers because this is going to be a flip up here. Backed with journaling, this is day of the week. So I've got this all set. And so I've got this for Tuesday. I've got it for Tuesday continued, Wednesday. Here's my stuff insert. So notes to myself about what I'm doing and what I'm including there. Some of them I've rearranged and included different page protectors when I went through my photos and saw like what size everything needs to be. So this includes a 3x8 insert here, Friday, and then Saturday, and then Sunday. So that really helps me. So now I know every photo that's going to go in. So when I sit down to go through my photos, I've sort of already done that. Then I've figured out, okay, this is where I want them all to go, so that when I go to print my photos, I know exactly what size they are. I know where I can combine. If I print on like 8.5 by 11 paper, I know I can get some 6x8s and some 3x4s or 3x8s on there. And so printing that and planning that all out is really super helpful. So yeah, so that's where I am right now. And what I did today is actually went through and printed, you saw some of it in my album already, but I've printed out all of my gratitude journaling on the gratitude cards that were included in the kit. And I've printed all of my journaling for my story lenses for each day. So tonight this one I used one of the downloads from the prep party. It's totally okay to have no idea what's next, which was totally fitting for my journaling that day. And I had some extra space. That's the last page of journaling for that day. So yeah, so tonight I'm gonna spend some time trimming this all down, punching the holes, getting it all ready to go and in my album. And so the next step will be working on photos. So I'll be back with a video after I go through that process to show you where I am in the album then. If you've got any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. And thanks for watching.